Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my Tuesday morning call, which is now Wednesday. And so this is a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday motivational call that's only for 15 minutes a day, for each of the 3 days. So this motivational call is so wonderful and fantastic that it's better than a glass of champagne and orange juice, my absolute favorite. So congratulations on setting your intentions to make this an outstanding day and having us share an inspirational, educational, and entertaining message with you today. My name is Dr. Renee Michelle Gordon, and my program is called The Power of Positive Relationships. The topic today is how to have more fulfilling relationships and how to create more love in your life. Isn't that a great topic, especially for this time of year? Anyways, love is a great topic any time of the year, 24/7, and I just love love. In fact, that's the name of my book, Finding Your Love at Last. So the topic is about love and relationships and those fulfilling relationships that you have every day, not just with your spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend, but your family, your mom, your dad, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, and even clients. You can even love on your clients without saying, I love you, especially in this day and age of harassment and things like that. But if you show love to your clients with love, with a place of being respectful, acknowledging, and attention, and just loving on them with lots of affection in a business way, you'll have those clients for years and years and years. And you show that to people who are around you, and they'll love on you as well. It won't be through a monetary means, but it's through social interaction or social currency. So between positivity and negativity, charged particles is a center point of light. Between positivity and negativity, charged emotions of the center point is love. The center point is what every human being already has, yet elusively still seeks. True love is our ultimate objective, whether we are aware of it or not. We may think we're looking for something else, something material, something fleeting, and even the pursuit of a transient goals just leads us back to the truth of love. The purpose of all relationships is to dissolve the barriers that keep us from recognizing the love and the love that we already have within us. And in expressing the love that we have within us, we are ultimately where we want to be. We also have that hierarchy of values or our priorities, from the things we think are extremely important, all the way down to the things we don't think about or that don't matter. So your priorities or values dictate your destiny. Anything that supports your highest values you call good and are attracted to. So that's the good and the bad. And anything that challenges you or challenges them, you can call bad. And we are repelled by the bad. The bad and the good, as everybody calls it, black and white, good, bad, heaven and hell, yin and yang. It's the opposites. So your values are based on the perception that something is missing, that a void exists. But the law of conservation says that nothing is missing. It's just in a form you haven't recognized. You think you're missing it, therefore you seek it. And anything you think supports that search you call good, and anything that challenges you, you call bad. Our values determine the way in which we conduct our relationships. There are 3 ways to conduct a relationship, and each one is entirely different from the other one. So each one is entirely different with different outcomes. So a careless relationship is one in which you project and focus on your own values without considering your partner at all. A careful relationship is when you think in terms of your own partner's values without considering your own. This one is what I call walking on eggshells. An example of walking on eggshells or being in that place of subservience to the other person is a typical example would be a woman who's very attractive, doesn't have too much going for her, but beautiful, attractive, wears clothes well, slender, tall, model type, possibly, who knows, who marries somebody who's very, very wealthy or very strong. And she lives her life like a bird in a gilded cage. She can't be truly self-expressed. So I call that type of relationship shrink to fit. There are men also sometimes that are in those relationships where men put aside their strength and who they are as a person and are with a woman who's very strong and powerful. Also makes quite a lot more money than he does. Typically those men either stay home and take care of kids, are house husbands, or they have a job not as powerful as she. Those relationships is where somebody shrinks to fit because they allow the other person's values to overtake theirs. So it's not an ideal situation, but those people who are in those situations, which I call shrink to fit, don't find worthiness within themselves. They feel that they have to be subservient to the other person versus values where they're both congruent with each other and walking hand in hand towards this horizon in the future. And that's where the relationship goes, hand in hand. And those are people who are best friends. So both are one-sided approaches, as I mentioned before, that ignore the other person and create tension in the relationship. But a caring relationship, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, is one where you can communicate your values in terms of theirs. You think both sides simultaneously expressing your love for each other and yourself. The definition of caring is knowing someone well enough to know their values and caring enough to express your values in terms of theirs. Whenever something supports your values, you take away the rules. When something challenges your values, you set the rules. Isn't that interesting? So here's an example of where you have to set the rules. Nations do it. Companies do it, like an HR book, company book, where everybody's following the guidelines. And you do it in relationships. Some people where it's off kilter and it's not so balanced. You set up rules when your values feel threatened. So often when we are in relationships, we unwisely think the other person is supposed to be like us. But if any two people are exactly the same, one of them is unnecessary. The purpose of a relationship is to teach us to love the parts we've disowned. Each person has their own unique set of values, and no two people have the same set. Isn't that interesting? Each person expresses love through his or her own values, through his or her values. We honor our partner's value system, and we realize that we are surrounded by love in forms we don't even recognize. How to identify your values, how to identify your partner's values, how to dissolve tension in relationships, how to communicate more effectively, and how to recognize the love that is already there. Some people all they do is want to complain and complain and complain and not in gratitude for the love that they have around them. Even if they're single and by themselves, they may have a pet. They may have people around them who care for them, and all they do is want to complain, and they go into that dark space of feeling ungrateful. And if you look at, if there's nobody around you, there's always somebody there. There's always God, and He's always there to love on you, always. So the power to transform your life is in your heart. You already have this. You only need the courage to open it up and being in the vulnerability and the openness and the awareness. So I want to thank you for joining us today for my Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday call. Today's Wednesday for the 15-minute motivational call. If you enjoyed this call, be sure to tell all of your friends how they can enjoy it too, either by calling 515-604-9932, then the access code 947473 and the pound sign, or by listening to the recording on, get your pen and paper, Love Goddess, that is me, lovegoddess.podbean, like green bean, lovegoddess.podbean.greenbean. Once again, this is Dr. Renee Michelle Gordon, and I want to thank you so much for being on the call, and I want to remind you that you have greatness within you, and you are perfect just the way you are. Thanks so much. God bless, and bye for now.